from Mourinho showing a laptop to a tackle that broke Van Dijk's legs. These are the worst VAR decisions in football. And first, Manchester United pulled off an embarrassing robbery. After the entertaining 2-2 draw between Brighton and Manchester United ended, the Red Devils kept protesting about an incident that happened before the game ended. So instead of going to the dressing room, the players stood there while most of the fans had already started leaving. After the check was completed, the referee gave a penalty to Manchester.
He's gone down. Big appeal. Referee thought about it and given the penalty. No, Fernandes steps up and scores! Fernandes in the 10th minute of stoppage time.
Winning a game after it had already ended is wild, but not as crazy as a referee turning into a hater. In a game between Orlando City and the New York Red Bulls, a playful moment between friends turned into one of the craziest VAR decisions ever. Kaka playfully grabbed his former teammate and friend Colin. But because they were opponents, VAR asked the referee to review the play. When he did, he sent Kaka off, despite both players claiming it was a joke. Yeah, that referee definitely grew up without friends. But there was nothing friendly about the robbery that happened at number 23. During a match between Galatasaray and Adana Demirspor, the referee awarded a penalty for a dive that even a swimmer would be ashamed of.
Hamleyi yaptı ve yerde buldu kendini.
VAR summoned him to review the incident, but after seeing his error in real time, he still stuck with his original decision. Upset by the clear robbery, the Adana players walked off the pitch in protest. At this point, there's just something wrong with these Turkish referees, which is why I don't blame Mourinho for doing what he did at number 22. In the 76th minute of the tense match between Antalyaspor and Fenerbahce, Jose Mourinho thought his boys had scored a second goal to seal the victory, but a VAR review ruined their celebrations. However, Mourinho disagreed with the VAR, and to prove his point, he placed a laptop showing the replay in front of the cameras. I'm not going to lie, Mourinho's actions were a bit extra, but sometimes these VAR guys need to be called out for their actions. But at number 21, VAR almost relegated a football team. Freiburg and Mainz were both fighting relegation, and each team couldn't afford to lose. As a result, the first half of their match was a boring 0-0 draw. But as the players were walking down the tunnel, the referee suddenly called them back to the pitch. For what, they imagined, only to discover it was for a VAR check.
Lovely run from Brzezinski on the right-hand side, just ahead of half-time. There's the handball from Kemp. Was it or was it not the correct decision? The referee said no initially. Video review said yes. The referee.
From the replay, it's clear that it was a penalty. But before VAR could determine what you figured out in a few seconds, it took them a whole 6 minutes before the referee finally awarded the spot kick. But to think, this is just 5 out of the 25 worst VAR decisions we've got lined up. You're in for some annoying bit of officiating. Still to come, a player robbing his former team, and one of the softest red cards you'll ever see. However, before we get to those, let's take a look at one of the worst tackles of the 2024-2025 Premier League season.
He's very lucky there, tackle.
In the 2024 version of the Merseyside Derby, James Tarkowski made a strong tackle to win the ball off Liverpool's McAllister. At first, it looked like a good old strong challenge. But seeing how much pain the Liverpool man was in, the referee gave him a yellow card. However, VAR decided to review a potential red card. The replay looked worse each time you looked at it, but they still decided it was just worthy of a yellow card. I tell you though, McAllister was a lucky guy for still having his legs intact.
The referee should give it on the pitch. For Paul Teeny not to give it on VAR.
Just as the goalkeeper at number 19 was after a VAR blunder.
No, he didn't.
In the 2025 FA Cup final, Manchester City were expected to beat Crystal Palace easily. But early in the first half, Palace shocked everyone by scoring the first goal.
Now they've got out, and here comes Munoz, and now Palace are attacking, and the ball comes in, and they've scored! They've scored through effort! City have Palace!
However, this didn't depolarize City. So when Haaland was put through on goal, the goalkeeper came out of his line and made a brilliant save. Or so we thought.
Guardiola hitting it long towards Haaland. Haaland gives chase. Henderson comes out. Haaland gets beyond Henderson.
You see, in football, goalkeepers get a red card when they touch the ball with their hands outside the 18-yard box. And from the replay, that's exactly what Henderson did. But amazingly, VAR checked and decided not to send him off.
Oh my God. Hell no.
However, as bad as this looks, it is nothing compared to what Manchester United did to Leicester. After going into a first-half lead against United, Leicester dug deep to try and win the FA Cup fourth-round tie. Unfortunately, their efforts couldn't stop United from scoring the equalizer.
Garnacho making a difference for Manchester United. It's going to come to Xerxes, and he's equalised.
Then, with the final kick of the game, United did this.
Fernandes. Hermanson has gone back to his line. It's Maguire! Manchester United have won it! Right at the...
Now pause the celebrations for a moment. There were 3 Man United players offside when the ball was played. But because VAR was on the bench that night, the poor Leicester City players were robbed. But at number 17, the VAR in Spain showed why technology can be ridiculous at times. In a Copa del Rey match between Barcelona and Real Betis, a nice interchange between Yamal and Koundé resulted in the defender scoring a brilliant goal.
First half. Yamal. Koundé. That understanding. Koundé! Hey, he's got the rest of the evening now to find a hat-trick. He scored 2 sensational goals!
Everyone was happy for him. But after the celebrations were over, VAR canceled the goal because of this.
VAR is asking the referee to halt the restart, and Jules Koundé can only talk about the finish. The goal, it appears, is chalked off.
What did they want him to do? Chop off his big toe? But at least he saw the funny side of things by requesting a new pair of shoes from Adidas. However, this wasn't the only time something like this happened to a Barcelona player. Robert Lewandowski thought he had given Barcelona the lead against Real Sociedad. But after a lengthy VAR check, the referee disallowed the goal because he had long feet.
Oh my God. Hell no.
Damn! It seems having big feet is a disadvantage. But the red card at number 15 is one of the worst in Premier League history.
You can't argue with that. Well, I can't see that. It's criminal.
In the dying minutes of the match between West Ham and Fulham, Thomas Soucek was getting ready to score a free kick, but in doing so, he mistakenly caught the face of Mitrovic, who in turn fell like a deck of cards.
A minute and a half to go in stoppages as the ball's floated in here. The referee spotted that a Fulham player has gone to ground.
Because of this, VAR asked the referee, Mike Dean, to have a look at the monitor, and when he did, he gave Soucek a straight red card.
Yeah. There we are. He's given a red card, and you have to say that is, well, I can't see that.
It's criminal.
I mean, we all can clearly see that it wasn't intentional. Plus, Mitrovic exaggerated the contact. But because Dean's favorite color is red, he did what he loved doing the most. But while Mike Dean was just being his normal self, the VAR at number 14 completely forgot their duties. During a match between Chelsea and Tottenham in 2022, the Blues were desperately trying to hold on to their 2-1 lead.
Good delivery as well, and it's hammered in. But
was the incident? Well, it was the flick up there that maybe there was a handball. Side against Richarlison in the way of Mendes line. You have to say from that angle he possibly could be, but
now Sterling, James is the man over. Reece James! Chelsea have their lead back.
But with little time left to play, Tottenham came all out to try and get an equalizer. While waiting for a corner kick, Christian Romero pulled on Cucurella's long hair, dragging the player to the ground. Still, instead of the referee intervening, he allowed play to continue, which resulted in the equalizer.
Comes, and it's headed in for 2-2. Deep into stoppage time. Chelsea couldn't.
And it's finished. It hasn't finished. Correction. It's only just started. In terms of...
Yeah, it's pretty convenient that VAR stopped working at that time. But the referee at number 13 let a player get away with murder.
Presenting his side.
In a match between Arsenal and Brighton, Declan Rice tried to delay a quick free kick and ended up getting kicked like he was in a UFC fight.
Oh dear, well go. Oh dear, well Goatman.
The referee looked at this incident and decided Rice was the only one at fault and sent him off for a second yellow. No VAR checks, no nothing. But as bad as this looks, it's still nothing compared to what happened at number 12. When Aston Villa were fighting relegation, the worst opponent they could have wished was for a high-flying Sheffield United, battling for a place in Europe. As the match started, Villa kept the Blades out for as long as possible until a free kick turned everything upside down. You could see that the goalkeeper and the ball both crossed the line. But a lack of VAR that day meant Sheffield United were robbed of a goal. But if you think this is poor officiating, wait until you see what the VAR did in Australia.
Oh, it's more than that. It's a straight red.
In a match between Adelaide and Sydney FC, Adelaide attacker Ibusuki was shown a red card for this horrific tackle.
There's a massive tear in those boots. This is going to be a booking for Ibusuki. Oh, it's more than that. It's a straight red.
This looked like the correct decision, but when VAR decided to review it, that's when we knew something was wrong. Now, the slow-motion replay showed that Ibusuki didn't touch his opponent's leg. But after the review was completed, VAR still stuck with the referee's decision.
Massive tear in those boots. This is going to be a booking for Ibusuki.
But now that we've made it to our top 10, we're going to take the controversial decisions to a whole new level. Like a handball that won Man City the Premier League.
They have not given it.
And the worst penalty decision in history. However, before we get to those, let's look at another VAR blunder in the Premier League. In a heated battle for the Champions League spots, the tension could be felt in the stadium when Brighton took on Tottenham. But as soon as the match started, Mitoma was tackled by Tottenham's Højbjerg in the penalty box. This drew instant protests from the players and coaches, which the referee ignored. But when VAR decided to check the incident, the fans cheered because everyone believed it was a penalty. Looking at the replay, you could see Højbjerg's leg trip Mitoma. Surely this was a penalty. But when the review ended, the referee signaled no penalty. But just when you thought VAR couldn't get worse, they struck again. This time in a match between Brighton and Crystal Palace.
No, God! No!
Pervis Estupiñán opened the scoring for Brighton after a nice bit of play by his teammates. But before they could celebrate, the VAR signaled that a VAR check was ongoing. Now, the replay showed Estupiñán was clearly onside. But after the lines were drawn, VAR canceled a goal that should have stood. But the blunder at number 8 eliminated Germany from Euro 2024. When Germany took on Spain in the quarterfinals of Euro 2024, everyone expected fireworks. But after 90 minutes, the game stood at 1-1.
Here's Mittelstadt. Decent looking cross to the far post. Kimmich comes back. Wirtz is there. Untimely intervention from Florian Wirtz.
In extra time, Germany pushed to try and score a winner. And that opportunity came when Cucurella handled the ball inside the box.
He sent it back for Musiala. It looked like he struck a hand. The Germans are convinced.
However, the referee claimed the defender's hands were by his side, despite the replay showing otherwise. But because the guy on VAR duty was the referee's friend, he decided not to get involved. As expected, Spain went on to score a late winner that knocked Germany out of the tournament.
Three queuing up in the centre. One of those is Mourinho! They have won it!
But at number 7, a goalkeeper almost broke his opponent's legs.
There's a number of
Matches between Liverpool and Everton have always been tightly contested affairs. But in the 2020 version of the Merseyside Derby, something terrible happened.
Bosh off.
During the match, Fabinho floated the ball to the far post for Van Dijk. But before he knew what was happening, Jordan Pickford rushed out of his post and took him out completely.
She was headed away by Seamus Coleman, back in by Fabinho, Van Dijk coming in.
Oh, it's an awful challenge. An awful challenge, isn't it?
Horrendous.
Now, because Van Dijk was in an offside position, there was no call for a penalty. However, VAR looked at the possibility of serious foul play, and when they finished checking, they decided it wasn't worthy of a red card.
What the hell?
What? How can you watch the replay and not see how dangerous that was?
Oh, it's an awful challenge. An awful challenge, isn't it?
To make matters worse, Van Dijk had to be taken off of the field because he couldn't continue. After the game, a Liverpool player told reporters how everyone felt about the challenge.
The way Pickford went in the challenge was completely, in my opinion, stupid. I believe that he didn't want to injure Virgil the way he injured him, or the way he took the tackle was stupid. Basically, he didn't care about what happened after the tackle. It was too much.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. Like how I feel the rule at number 6 is stupid.
And a penalty has been given.
After Bochum wasted a goal-scoring opportunity, the referee shocked everyone by signaling a potential penalty check. For what, everyone wondered?
Looking for the equaliser. And Sylvain Janvula's got it. That is a wonderful
Only to discover a rule they had never heard of before. Look closely. As the ball was going out, the player warming up outside controlled it just before it went out. And because of that, the referee gave a penalty to Bochum.
Has been found guilty and a penalty has been given. So Janvula, who missed the initial shot, has scored the penalty. It's 1-1. One of the most bizarre moments.
I can't lie. These guys just make up rules as they go. But the referee at number 5 aided one of the biggest robberies of the 2024-2025 Champions League season. When Real Madrid came up against Bayern Munich at the Bernabeu, they were confident of completing the job after drawing 2-2 in Germany. However, home advantage didn't count as Bayern scored first. After the goal, the Bavarians defended well, and it looked like they were going to do it. But 2 quick goals by Joselu turned the game on its head. Then, with the last chance of the match, Dijk scored Bayern's equalizer, only to discover that the referee had already blown for offside. But here's the catch. Dijk was onside, but because the referee blew his whistle before the ball went in, VAR couldn't do anything about it.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
It's either this referee was helping Madrid, or he's just an ass.
Oh my God. Hell no.
The same thing can be said for the VAR officials at number 4. After going a man down, Liverpool defied the odds by scoring first against a Tottenham side eager to prove a point. But as they began celebrating, the referee blew for offside. However, because the margins were close, VAR intervened.
Yep, 2D line on the boot.
2D line on the boot.
Yep, okay.
Perfect.
Yep.
Off.
Thank you, mate.
Wait. On-field decision was offside. Are you happy with this?
Yeah.
Are you happy with this?
Offside goal. Yeah.
On-field decision was offside. Are you happy with this image? Yeah, it's onside. The image we gave you is onside.
He's played. He's gone offside.
Delay. All he's saying to delay. All he's saying to delay. Delay the game. Stop the game.
They've restarted the game.
The decision is offside.
Got nothing.
Now look at the replay. Luis Diaz was miles onside, and this was the same image VAR was looking at. But after the checks were complete, the offside call still stood.
They didn't do that on purpose, and we should not forget that. Yes, it was a mistake, an obvious mistake. Not as a manager of Liverpool, so much more as a football person. I think the outcome should be a replay.
But if you think this is bad, wait till you see what happens at number 3. Wait, did the referee just cancel the goal because of a toenail? That's ridiculous! Still, it's not as crazy as a blunder that handed the Premier League title to Man City. In the run-up to the 2022 Premier League title, Man City were being hunted down by a Liverpool team that would simply not drop points. So when City visited Everton, Liverpool hoped that their Merseyside rivals would do them a favor. However, it was Man City who struck first, killing any hopes of a miracle. Then, with the game ending, Rodri's control in the City box suddenly gave Liverpool hope.
Blocked by Ederson. Oh, that was the hand. That was the arm of Rodri.
The replay showed Rodri controlling the ball with his hand, and therefore a clear penalty. But after VAR finished analyzing the video, they decided it wasn't a penalty.
He's not given it. They have not given
City
it.
went on to win the league by a point that season, all because the VAR in this game forgot how to do its job. But at number 1, Manchester United scored arguably the most controversial goal in Premier League history. Now, pay close attention to what Rashford did after the ball was played to him. He knew he was offside, so he figured there was no point touching the ball. But when he saw his teammate running towards him, he guided the ball for him to score.
He's got it through to Rashford and the flag has stayed down for now. And that's Bruno Fernandes, and now the flag is raised. Fernandes races across to the assistant, Darren Can, checks himself.
Here's the problem. The offside rule states that if a player makes an attempt towards the ball from an offside position, then the referee should blow the whistle. Using this rule, the City players protested, but after consulting with his assistant and VAR, the referee decided it was a legitimate goal. But as cheated as Man City felt, it is nothing compared to Luis Adriano scoring during fair play, or when Henry robbed an entire country. Click on the next video to see the most controversial decisions in football.